hello, and welcome back to another episode of Tractors and Such. So, what we're going to be doing is dismantling this 12 horsepower Tecumseh motor. And, well, as you can see here, we done got the flywheel off, and that's all I've basically got off so far. So, I'm just going to start dismantling the rest from here. Okay, so we've been playing with this for about an hour or so. And I got the pulley. We managed to get one of the Allens, because we got two Allen grub screws in there that hold this pulley on there, and I got one of them out. So we've been putting a pulley on it, and it's coming off the motor, so that's good. Okay, so we've been at this for another hour or two now. We've been I took the starter generator off and the clutch belt tensioner for your drive, and now we're going to drain the oil in this. Okay, it's a new day, and I've been taking some more stuff off of this motor, like this cover that goes right here, that's behind the flywheel, and just some little stuff. And I'm going to take this off. This is your throttle control, and it looks like it's bent in. Someone's bent it. Well, now I just fixed it. And you want to remember where this went on the spring wise. So let's see, it was on this third bottom hole, and on the governor it's right here on the bottom side down all the way toward the flywheel. So I got to remember that whenever I put this motor back together. Okay, so I've got that off. Let's take this off. Oh, that gasket needs replaced. Okay, so I'm now going to take the head off, and I'm going to put the head bolts in this cardboard so I don't forget how they went in. Well, I got the head off. I did not want to repeat that because I done that in the last video. But now I'm going to go ahead and take the side cover off where all the magic happens. So I'm going to do that. You got all these bolts here. You need to make sure they're aligned. The orientation, you got it from the cardboard, or the orientation that they came out of, and lay them out or put them in a piece of cardboard. Oh, and I also got a center punch and made a little indentation that way the piston's that side's the flywheel side, because I don't want to flip the piston. I got all the bolts out, so now I'm going to take the cover off. It's got some sludge in the bottom. I'll have to clean that out. Alright. I'm going to take this little piece of the governor off so I don't lose it. This is actually a good governor. It's not plastic like in the new motors. There's the lifters. Don't look bad. Don't look bad at all. Camshaft is all right. Let's see. This is your exhaust lifter or tappet, however you want to call it. It looks like it's been spinning and doing its job, so that's good. Exhaust is on the front, which is right there. And here's your intake. Let me get, yeah, it's got sludge in the bottom. I can feel it. And it's been doing its job also, so that's good. Now I'm going to rotate this crank enough where I can get the connecting rod loose. There we go.
Yeah, you got it marked.
I got it marked. All right, let's see which ring has, well, broke. All right, we found the issue, what caused that little score mark. You see this? You got a broken expander ring inside this ring. I'll have to look in the book, see what kind of ring this is, but that's what it is. That expander broke, and that's what caused that score mark.
To come out at the gap.
It comes out the gap right there. Now I'm going to take the crank out. And there's the crank. And that little bevel gear right there, you can see how these are all straight and this one's got a curve to it. That's your timing mark. Let's see what the valve springs looks like. Well, I'm glad I got that gasket because I just ripped it. Everything looks fine in there, so I'm not going to mess with the valves because they all appear to be working fine. And when we started it, they seemed like they were sealing, and I don't want to mess them up. So I'm just going to leave them. So whenever I'm going to now, whenever, not today, but a new day, I'm going to clean this off with some diesel. Okay, it's a new day. I'm going to start by cleaning all this out. And my piston rings has came in today also. So I'm going to clean this off in diesel. And then we'll see what we'll do next. Well, so we cleaned up these parts. I got the engine block in there soaking. I'm going to let that soak overnight. And so, yeah. And here was what really caused that scoring. This expander for the oil control ring, I think that's what this is, broke into that many pieces. And we got everything cleaned up here. Piston's all cleaned up and everything. Crank is also. And I got these laid out the way I took them off. So, I got new rings, new old stock Tecumseh rings. They're standard. This right here is my gasket set. This is my new old stock Tecumseh rings. And I got a Chinese carburetor to put in this for a carburetor. We done got some lubricant sprayed in here because we're getting ready to hone the cylinder. You want to do up and down strokes and have your drill on the lowest setting. Okay, so we've got the motor honed, and now I'm going to check the piston ring end gaps. So what I'm going to do is, for an example, I'm going to take this oil control ring. I'm going to squeeze it in here and set it in here, and I'm going to put the piston in there to match it down to about middle ways. I'm going to do that for the old ones just to see how much wear has been done on these old rings before I put the new ones in. Now, I googled a manual for this, an online manual to check the ring gap. I done put a new ring in here, and I pushed the piston down, and according to the manual, as I read up, they want it between 7 and 20 thou, and I got a 20. It's snug with a 20, so it is right at spec, and I done checked them all, and they're right exactly at spec. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these new piston rings on, and then I'm gonna put the crank in here. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put the piston rings on the piston, and the piston rings I got here, these, if you want new old stock, these are no longer available, so you have to find them on the internet or eBay, whatever, something close to that. And so I got the pistons, the piston rings laid out the way I took them off. If not, it's in the book. So the first ring you need to put on is actually your expanding ring. So the first thing I need to put on is these, which is actually what caused that score mark in there that we got cleaned up the best we can. And this is what broke. And common sense tells you that this one is your oil control ring, which is this one right here, because it's a big ring, and plus when I took the rings off, this one was the bigger one, because you got a small one and a big one. So what I'm going to do is get your piston, make sure you clean that up good, and I'm going to take this expander, I'm going to set it down like that. And then I'm going to take my new oil, I think this is the control ring, because I think this is what gives the piston oil. I'm going to set it down here. Be careful, do not break these. So I got the piston ring in, and this one, this is the oil control ring, as I seen. I think this one is. And this one, it don't matter which way you put it. It could be flip-flopped either way. Like, these two have to be put on a certain way. So I'm going to go ahead and put the next ring on, or the ring expander. Goes in like this. Get everything in. Just like that. Ring expander all is in. And now you want the oil ring. This is what scrapes the oil back down to the motor. So if we look on our old one, you'll say top on it. And as we can tell, the way it goes on is It's got that little groove on the outside, on the edge, and that faces down like this. So as you can see, that little groove, it faces down. So I'm going to spread it and put it on. And I got one more ring, which is the compression ring. You see how it says top, and it's chrome. So if I can get my hand right. So as you can see how it's got that little slant part, and it's facing up. That is your top ring. No, that's the way it faces. So it goes on the piston ring, on the piston, like this. So this is the new one. So you put it in just like that. Well, so I got the piston rings on the piston, so that's good. And now I'm getting ready to put this in. And what else we have been doing is we've been putting these seals in on here and here. Okay, so I've got everything else inside the motor. The camshaft, the lifters, and I got oil all over this. So because I'm only going to assemble this part way in this video, because I don't know when I'll actually get to the actual mower. But yeah, so we done put some RTV all around here, and I done got this gasket on here. I'm now cleaning the hose that's got RTV in them. So I'm letting this tacky while I do that, and then I'll install the side cover. And you want to put grease on your O-ring seals. Okay, I've got the cover on, and I'm getting the points and the points push rod. I'm going to put them in, put the push rod in, and put the points in. Well, I've got the points in, and I even got the crankcase pressure vent put on. And this is all I'm going to put on right now, because other stuff I'm going to paint in the future. And I got it stored. I got this is covered in oil, so I'm going to put a bag over it, and I'm going to set it over there somewhere for storage till I get that mower down here. So thank you all for watching this video of tractors and such. Please consider to like and subscribe. Now go with Paul with the devotion.
Today's devotion is Genesis chapter 17, beginning at verse 15. The Word of God says, "And God said unto Abraham, As for Sarah thy wife, thou shalt not call her Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. And I will bless her, and give thee a son also of her. Yea, I will bless her, and she shall be a mother of nations. Kings of people shall be of her. Then Abraham fell upon his face and laughed, and said in his heart, Shall a child be born unto him that is 100 years old, and Sarah that is 90 years old bare? And Abraham said unto God, O that Ishmael might live before thee. And God said, Sarah thy wife shall bear thee a son indeed, and thou shalt call his name Isaac. And I will establish my covenant with him for an everlasting covenant, and with his seed after him. And as for Ishmael, I have heard thee. Behold, I have blessed him, and will make him fruitful, and will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princesses shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. But my covenant will be established with Isaac, which Sarah shall bear unto thee at this set time in the next year. And he left off talking with him, and God went up from Abraham. And Abraham took Ishmael his son, and all that were born in his house, and all that were brought with his money, every male among the men of Abraham's house, and circumcised the flesh of their foreskin in the selfsame day as God said unto him. And Abraham was 90 years old and 9 when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And Ishmael his son was 13 years old when he was circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin. And in the selfsame day was Abraham circumcised, and Ishmael his son. And all the men of his house, born in the house and brought with money of the stranger, were circumcised with him. Thank you for watching Cade's video today. See you on the next posting.